Welcome to the Change Life Destiny podcast, where healthcare is being reimagined one conversation at a time. We spotlight the people, innovations, and ideas moving us from sick care to self-care and from reactivity to true prevention, a place to connect, learn, and build a new future together. Get inspired at changelifedestiny.com. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Change Life Destiny podcast series. I am back, Stephanie, your host, after our 2025 Change Life Destiny conference that just happened in April. And we had the pleasure of having AlignMat with us. And today, Alyssa Blue is going to give us all of the information about who they are, why they're here, and why you should know all about this fantastic mat. So Alyssa, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Awesome.
Me
Well,
today.
yes, right. We're back. Okay, so I would like to start by just having you share a little bit about your story. How did you find yourself in this space with Align, and what makes it tick? What makes you excited to be here today?
So definitely mine is a pain to purpose story. I think like so many of us that have ended up here in this space where I was really sick in my early 20s. I was working as an aerospace engineer for the Air Force. I was a
Wow.
civilian hire, so a very different, it seems like an entire lifetime ago. And I thought when I left that career field that I would never be using that degree again, and I get to utilize that every single day in my career field now with Align, which is super exciting as the chief science officer for the company. I helped design and bring it to inception with my partner Mike, and it's really a blending of science and spirit. It's us in a mat, and it's a compilation of our journey over like the last 15 years. Both of us have our own pain to purpose story. Mine was very much in the physical context. His was more mental and emotional. But my engineering background has really guided me throughout my entire journey here. I have been in the fitness world and then really wanted to understand what was going on inside my body outside of Western med, because they did not have answers for me for all of the gut issues and then the neurological issues that I was experiencing as well. And fast forward, I became a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. So if anyone knows the FDN program,
Wow.
that changed my life and has helped me guide many of my clients in having answers to their root cause issues that they had never had before. So that is shortened version of my story. But
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. So aerospace engineering, that is incredible that you're able to take that knowledge and put it in. I can't wait to hear more. My goodness. So so I'm hearing gut issues. I'm hearing emotion, connectivity inside the body issues. That's something that it seems, and I'm sure that you're seeing in your practice a lot of these
There is
days.
no separation between the mind body spirit connection, and I did not know that in my journey for so many years. I mean, I was just trying to look logically. Again, I'm an engineer, so that very black and white approach to
Right.
the fact that my physical symptoms were something from a physical imbalance, something I was eating, an environmental toxin I was exposed to. And fast forward again, like 10 years into my journey, I meet Mike and start connecting the dots that a lot of this had been from mental and emotional trauma, things that I had experienced as a naturally competitive gymnast at an elite level from a very young age.
Yeah.
So all of these things that had kind of culminated, and we talk about the issues and the tissues, and realizing that these things are not separate. So it's
Right.
really been a blessing to have been guided in this way in my own healing journey, so then I can share this with others as well. And
Absolutely. I do think that there's a big old spotlight on that right now. I do think that more and more people are recognizing that connection. And so I'm just so excited that you guys are here and you get to speak so eloquently about it. Okay, so tell us about the mat. Tell us what AlignMat is and why it's so special. What sets it apart?
so I'll say we're not the only PEMF mat on the market, but how we have done things is vastly different from any other company in the market space. So
Okay.
we're incorporating 3 synergistic technologies in one, where we have 30 pounds of globally sourced crystals in our mat, and the fact of using genuine mineral stones that produce negative ions in studied research help increase serotonin levels and reduce free radical damage in the body. So that's layer one. Utilizing real genuine stones is absolutely pivotal because those have minerals that our body interacts with. We have heat, so the far infrared heat that we're using in the mat is very specific. It's in this bioresonant range that the body interacts with, just like we did when we were in the womb with mom, or when we're outside and getting exposed to full spectrum sunlight. So it feels really soothing and nourishing to our body. And then the real rock star are the frequencies that we have in the mat that are tuned to the Schumann resonance. So similar, think about walking barefoot on a beach or forest bathing, how your body feels in those settings. Everything that we do is designed to help shift the nervous system from this heightened state of stress to rest and digest, where the body can really heal itself.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so it is, I saw it at the conference, and first of all, it's absolutely stunning. It is a beautiful piece of technology that I can appreciate from someone who knows just a little tiny bit about the things that you're talking about. It is a beautiful piece. So, besides it being nice to look at, how does it work with regards to sessions, or how long do you have to be on the mat?
So what's really cool is we're the only resonant PEMF mat that's actually doing clinical research. So we're actually
Ooh.
substantiating our anecdotal findings from all of our customers. We are seeing upwards of a 30% improvement in deep sleep quality in a single 15-minute session. So you can
Whoa.
do, so this has been huge. So we're substantiating this with all of the biometric devices that people are wearing. So they're constantly tracking. And we have a study group where we're actually getting to see these findings where someone can sleep all night on the mat and someone can do a 1 15-minute session in the middle of the afternoon and get the same benefits. And we're seeing this statistically.
Oh, amazing. That is incredible because sleep is so important and people aren't understanding. Again, I think that again the spotlight is being shown, but that is incredible to get that kind of increase with that. What else are you finding? What are some other main categories that you would say that people would use your mat for?
So we're drilling deep into heart rate variability. So this is the actual measurable distance in between heartbeats that is our measurement of our resilience to stress.
Okay.
So now we know that increase in stress is increasing all-cause mortality across the board. So we're helping reduce stress immediately. Literally, someone can get off a stressful phone call or after they sat in traffic, and they can take 60 seconds on the mat, help shift their nervous system from that fight flight, you're running from a metaphorical tiger, into parasympathetic, and their body performs better. So literally 60 seconds on the mat can have those beneficial effects. And everyone that we've studied across the board is having increase in heart rate variability.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so what are you're talking about how you're in clinical studies right now. When are you hoping that those studies are going to conclude?
So we will have some initial findings published in the next couple weeks, actually.
Mm.
So July, you should see things on our new. We're launching a new site, so no one knows that yet. So that's new
Oh,
information.
that's exciting.
So we're really excited about that, and it will showcase some of the studied research that we've done, which really was like our pilot study. So now we can dive in deep on sleep and heart rate variability, so we can showcase more of what the mat can actually do. And what's so cool about our technology is that because it's low intensity frequencies, it can actually be used in conjunct with other technologies like our friends at BrainTap, who are actually responsible for helping us do some of the clinical research. You
Mhm.
can pair it with red lights, or you can use it as a solo device. Like I said, you can sleep on it, or you can get benefits from just 15 minutes without having to do meditation or breath work. So it's really its own standalone device, but it can be used in so many different contexts.
Wow, that's incredible. So, is this something that are you finding that this is something that practitioners are using in their clinics, or are more solo users inside their home, or a mix of both?
It's a mix of both for sure. So we sell direct to consumer because we want to invite people to not have to book on someone's calendar and drive anywhere to get the benefits of these frequencies every single day,
Mm,
because it's complementary to a wellness routine, whether someone's an elite athlete or healing from some chronic condition.
mm.
Because we're really what at the crux of it, and why it's helping someone get sleep and why it's helping someone regulate stress, is because at a cellular level, it's providing energy to the body. And
Okay.
we're in a real energy crisis where everything in our environment is literally sucking our energy dry.
Right.
So we're helping give this life-giving energy back to the little batteries in our cells called mitochondria, back
Mhm.
to middle actual science, and the body performs better in every perspective. So when we're looking at like a clinician using this, whether it's a massage therapist, a chiropractor, PT, acupuncturist, they can literally take someone that's would formerly have been sitting in a waiting room, that comes in from that stressful event of sitting in traffic, work deadlines, hanging out with the kids, whatever it is that triggered their nervous system to be in fight flight, like wearing invisible armor.
Uh-huh.
They now put them on the mat for 5 minutes before they lay hands on or do any treatment modality. They take off this invisible armor, and now their adjustment holds longer. The massage can go deeper because the therapist isn't having to like break through that, solid block of fascia. Like everything's moving more. You have better fluid flow, circulation, blood flow, and the person is calm. So oftentimes they fall asleep, which is beautiful because that's when the body heals itself most
Right.
effectively. But
This
we're
I
leveraging.
I have this image of a clinic that just has like a line of zero gravity chairs and these mats on the zero gravity chairs in their lobby and
Yeah.
just allowing people to just decompress before they go. That's a beautiful sight, I'm sure.
Yeah, we fit perfectly on zero gravity chairs, and that's not a plug for them, but
Uh,
we've done it.
Awesome. I mean, whatever chair. I mean, I can imagine, just having a lobby full of these amazing, pieces of equipment that can, gosh, just make everything so much better. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's dive into a couple of case studies if you have them,
Yeah.
of things that you're willing to share with us, stories that you're willing to share with us about people that had significant change, or maybe not significant change. Maybe it was, small in stature but large in their life. What can you share with us?
Yeah, I mean, for some people it's immediate and others it's over time, right? So we are bio-individual beings. So
Mhm.
what the mat is going to do for you is very different than what it has done for me. And the body works in a hierarchy. So whatever needs to be unburdened first, it will work on. So in certain instances, that is a detox reaction that for someone that's never been exposed to that can feel like a negative because they feel worse when they get off. And that's very rare, but also we know how to mitigate that. We help people get more minerals in their body.
Yeah.
We need electrolytes to fuel this. We need good hydration, so a clean water source. Where I can think of the most profound immediate benefits, again, is usually for people in sleep.
Mm.
So we did a conference last October. It was our longest show. It's basically the Olympics for senior athletes. It's
Oh,
called
wow.
the Huntsman World Senior Games. Yeah, it's 16 days long. Yeah, it was setup and breakdown. It's a long show, but it's
Wow.
absolutely incredible because every athlete competing is age 50 plus, and there's 12,000 athletes that come from around the world to participate.
Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It was incredible. So, like, we went to be inspired. I mean, we had the oldest gentleman that we've ever had on our mat. He was 97 years old, and he was in power walking. Like, that was his competition. And yeah, so he had an amazing experience where he just laid down and he's like, he could feel the energy right away. And that's where it's also varies person to person, where you have people that'll get on the mat and they're like, I feel the tingling and the pulsing sensation. We had a lady that had had a brain injury 10 years prior that she could feel it immediately when she got on the mat, the tingling and pulsing sensations right at that site where she had hit her head.
Wow. Wow.
And what's happening is literally it's increasing blood flow and tissue oxygenation at that site. The mat's a tool. Your body's the infinite wisdom that's bringing the energy there.
Right. Wow. Okay. So I have a couple of students that are in their mid 80s in my tap classes. They're taking tap from me and learning a brand new skill at this time in their life. And so I
Yep.
can just imagine, I want to put them on the mat and see what effect it might have with their cognitive abilities, even when they're learning something brand new like this. It's like they're learning a completely new language when they're in the classroom with me. So I can imagine that this would be incredible for them. Incredible for
I
them.
love that. And twofold for them. So before you get them up and dancing, because we have specific hertz frequency settings, so hertz is the pulse rate
Mhm,
of the mat,
mhm.
that align with alpha brain waves. So you
Love
could
it.
literally put them on that for the concentration setting. So they're hearing, seeing, and absorbing that information, and it's translating into their body easier. And then after they do, it's a workout for them, right?
Right?
You could put them up at an athletic recovery range to help with their sore muscles and the lactic acid. So
Love
it
it.
works in both contexts.
Absolutely love it. Oh my goodness. So you had some, I'm sure, some amazing experiences at that 16 days. I can't even imagine. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
we
long
actually
time.
we have a testimonial on our site, and the woman was almost in tears the fourth day that she came back, and her husband was competing in basketball, and she had been formerly pretty active, and she had had an injury hiking, one
Mm,
of actually several, and she had gotten rear-ended like after that. So she had more metal in her body, I think, than anyone I've ever spoken to, like metal plates and rods in her neck, her ankle,
mm,
and she was visibly upset because obviously this changes your lifestyle when you're used to being so active, and then the injuries have caused you to be more sedentary.
right.
And the worst part was that she was in constant pain, so she wasn't able to sleep. So the
Oh,
first night after she had been on the mat, she just, came over, tried it. We started a conversation. She was on the mat for maybe 10 or 15 minutes waiting for her husband. She came back the next day and she's like, I don't know if I believe this. Maybe it's placebo, but like last night, I didn't wake up. Usually I wake up 4 or 5 times a night in pain. And so she came back and laid on it again. And that second night, she had been resided the fact to try to not take sleeping medication. And, we're not making any claims here,
sure.
but I mean, this was her personal journey and her story. Her name is Doris, and she's in an orange shirt on our Instagram. But it's just like having those experiences is exactly why Mike and I do this work. Like this,
Yeah.
I can tell you that we haven't gone to a show and been in tears at least 1 or 2 times on the second day of the show when people come back and share about whatever has happened or changed or been unburdened for them, where
Right.
they can get up and they're like, the pain is gone. Can it work that quickly? And I'm like, it's your body was willing and ready to release whatever it was. It was just looking for that trigger.
Oh gosh. Just incredible. I mean, when people have such a profound change from and you don't know until you know, right? You
Mhm.
don't know until you get yourself on one of these mats or you experience something with something like this and you don't realize just how much that pain or that energy has been weighing you down. That's incredible. That's incredible. What an amazing testimony. Okay, so great. We have this fantastic tool and I can only imagine because it sounds like you guys are the type of people that are going to continue not only with the studies but continue to find new maybe ways for this mat to help people. Is there consistent innovation
That
with
is the word
this?
of the year, actually. Yes, we are innovating currently. And this is like, it sounds like woo woo, like where it's like it can help people from every aspect under the sun. Or I want to let people on our call know that this is based on almost 100 years of verified research.
Mhm.
PEMF was predominantly studied in the 60s by NASA for their astronauts in the space
Right.
program. So it's very much validated science, and now we're trying to package it in a way that the average consumer can leverage this again because we are such in an energy deficit now. So
Yeah.
I can tell you what we are innovating. Look for something to be even more portable than our mat is now, so people can bring this with them.
Fantastic.
and
Fantastic.
and we are actively working on helping our younger generation. So I know our mats can accommodate everyone. People are like, is it safe for kids and pets? Absolutely. The whole family can enjoy our mats together.
Wonderful.
But we want to definitively have, our next generation have something because they are, again, so exposed to all of this technology that is just draining their energetic reserves.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have to learn how to live with it, right? Because it's not going anywhere. So we
No.
we definitely need these tools like yours to be able to mitigate any of these negative effects or else there's going to be some new things that I'm sure we will experience with our younger generations coming up that we don't even know about yet. So, okay.
They need
So,
to experience both what life is like to have nature involved in their life, which again, Mike and I as practitioners have told people for the last 10 to 15 years, hey, go outside barefoot. Like
yeah,
no one ever said get less nature, but every time we tell someone whether they have the ability to or not, life has just gotten so busy. And
yeah,
in some cases people they live in a concrete jungle and they're like, I don't even have a square of grass. So
right.
it's really creating a modern solution for a modern problem. And that's where we look at the mat. That's actually my topic of conversation when I spoke at Change Life Destiny. I
Mm,
was really looking at the mat as a tool to our modern lifestyle, where it's not a
mm.
replacement for nature. We definitely want people to get outside, get barefoot, get full spectrum sunlight. But hey, when you are busy, when you are working, when you have obligations, this is an opportunity for you to ground like you're in nature.
Right. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love it, love it, love it. And you're absolutely right. I am looking forward to a very big birthday for myself here in another couple of weeks. And my husband, my amazing husband, is buying me a tree. And that's going in our front lawn. And I just cannot wait to have my mornings of walking around that tree and watching it grow. It's going to be amazing. But not everybody gets that opportunity. You're absolutely right. So that's wonderful. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the future of healthcare and where you see things going. Of course, we're talking about root cause, we're talking about prevention.
Mhm.
But considering that you are already thinking about this, what would be the best case scenario for you? What is your dream about the future of healthcare?
Well, I love that frequency technology, which is not new, it just seems new now that we're actively being exposed to it. But that comes more mainstream, where we actively have the right wavelength frequencies because we are in this electromagnetic spectrum that can help us heal ourselves. So we have more tools accessible to us to leverage in our homes
Mm,
so that we are, the barriers to entry are lower, and these things aren't tens of thousands of dollars. And that's something that's important to us, is to make our tools accessible.
mm,
And then also really helping people understand that mind body connection, because that was really what helped me have the greatest impact. And I see, gentlemen like Dr. Joe Dispenza and the work that he's doing, helping in an immense context where people
right.
can leverage tools like our technology and do meditations like he's offering, and realize the powerful creator, manifester, and healer of their own body that they are. So
Mhm.
we really like to live by that quote that you are going to be your own best practitioner. So I'm
Mm,
hoping that the next generation really actualizes their own self potential
mm.
and how powerful we are as humans, as creators. And we just leverage the technology as a tool. We're not giving our power away to the technology. We're empowering ourselves to live with it and utilize it safe and effectively.
Oh, gosh, I love that. Just let's put a little button right there. That is a beautiful way to say it. Amazing, incredible. Okay, well, we are going to definitely link everything that we need to link here in the notes of this podcast. But is there any other tidbits or information or anything else that you feel like our listeners need to know specifically about maybe how they can get their hands on one of the Align mats themselves?
You can check everything out that we do at MyAlignMat. The website's .com. Our Instagram is also MyAlignMat, so is the Facebook. We've been posting a lot of amazing educational content on
Mm,
our YouTube channel as well. I think that's super important for people to know and understand before they purchase anything, like what we are doing. And education is huge for us as practitioners.
mm,
So, that's really the future and trajectory for us, is to be able to not only sell an incredible product that is designed with not only our intuition, but a high level of integrity in the
mm.
components that we use, but providing education as well. So, again, you can make the best decisions going forward on your well care.
I love that. Now, do you have a clinic? Are you still taking in clients and speaking to people one on one?
So people can reach out with questions. The way I used to walk with clients in my one-to-one practice, I'd walk with one person for 12 to 18 months. And for me, at how busy we are with Align since last summer, it would be a disservice, because I couldn't give the high level of attention and care that I desire to give to my clients.
Mm,
So I don't think it would be fair to them. But I can still run labs. I can put people in a dispensary if they want to get high quality, genuine supplements. So things like that, I still, I
you
don't say I
still
dabble.
offer. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing. Well, I am 100% in love with what you guys are doing. I love the combination of all of the technologies that are in your mat. I love your intention. I love that what you're bringing to the table, and that you do have the story that both you and Mike do have, because we know that brilliance and inspiration and innovation and all of this comes from our stories. So, thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And I do hope you all check out this mat, because I heard some pretty incredible stories of what happened at our conference. And I cannot imagine that would be any different for anybody else. So definitely check this mat out. And thank you so much, Alyssa, for being with us today. And everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate you.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Change Life Destiny podcast. If you loved what you heard, share it with a friend and follow us for more bold conversations and breakthrough ideas. Ready to take the next step? Visit changelifedestiny.com to join the movement. See you next time, and keep diving in, learning, and leading the change.